Hello, it's Peter the Rock, and it's Thursday the 25th of May, and I'm at a notice board with a somewhat famous figure there, Peter, but also Prince Charles. But enough about me and Prince Charles. We're going to see a church called St. Peter's Church. Now, people ask me why I'm called Peter the Rock. There it is, isn't it great? Well, I'll tell you. My name is Peter. My surname is not Rock or The Rock. It's something else entirely. But I subscribe to Terry Miles' music entertainment channel, I don't know, early 2022. And when you put a name up on YouTube or whatever, you could put whatever you like. And I thought, well, the old Greek for Peter was rock, or is it the other way round? Anyway, I'm not in a sort of rocky vein or anything like that, but I quite like the idea of just temporarily calling myself Peter the Rock. And Terry, brilliant pianist, great entertainer, great fun, plays the synths, plays the sort of music I like. I made a comment in the live stream comments as Peter the Rock, and he said, "Oh, that's a great name," and he played a little jingle. He seemed quite excited. I thought, okay, well, if I can excite someone as famous as Terry Miles, I'll stick with it. So I have. It's not anti-religion or anti-strong people or anything like that. This church, by the way, is made of flint. But I am Peter the Rock, and I have yet to appear to be visualized. This grave is 2022, reading upside down. Gwen Buckley and Sir Richard Buckley, KCVO. He's got a prime spot, hasn't he? Isn't that fantastic? He must have done well. Got a prime spot right next to the church. St. Peter's Church. Now, bits of this church are pre-conquest. Do you know what that means? They were here before 1066, before William was even thought of. And I think that's absolutely wonderful. I mean, it's not all pre-conquest. Most of it is, I suppose you'd call it, well, Norman, mixture of, it wouldn't be Viking, they didn't come this far south. They didn't build churches either. But, it's a lovely little graveyard. There's a fantastic tree over there. It's one of the most fantastic I've ever seen. It looks like a redwood. If anybody knows what it is, let me know. So we're in Iver still. I was in Iver for the Insect Hotel, and here's a view of the church. Great big square turret, flint all the way up. I love churches. You know how much work must have gone into that. The scaffolding was wooden, people fell off it. It's a risky business, but they built it. The nave appears to be partly of pre-conquest date. The coins at the eastern angles and portions of a window in the north wall remaining to show its early origin. The north aisle was added during the latter half of the 12th century, and in the 13th century the present spacious chancel was built, a south aisle added, and the tower, built first in the 12th century, was rebuilt upon the lower courses of the older tower. And so on. Various bits are added in various centuries. I certainly won't read all that out because I can see your eyes glazing over already. Maybe your ears are glazing over as well. Do ears glaze over? Anyway, it's a lovely church. If you want a bit of peace, celebrate some anniversary of some relative passing, or celebrate would be the wrong word, memorialise or whatever. It's a good place to come because hardly anybody here, ever. And you can sit quietly. I don't think you can go into the church. Look at this. Isn't that fantastic? That's almost, I don't know what that sign is. It's a kind of almost a pagan thing, but the flint, every single flint stone has been put there by hand, obviously. What an effort, eh? So I expect, that when the builders were building, Fred would say to Wilma, "I'm off to build a bit more church." "How are you? What are you going to do today?" "Well, I've got some flints and I'm going to add the flints to the flints that they've already put there, but I have to get up on the scaffolding, Wilma." "Well, be careful, don't fall off. You're the only Fred I know." "Oh, okay. What's for lunch?" You may see some similarities between those two and my bird friends, Hilda and Oscar. But there isn't much tweeting going on. There's not a whole lot of tweeting going on. I have one more look at this tree. I think that's fantastic. It ought to be surrounded with some sort of plaque. Maybe people dancing around the maypole. These walls have stood for 1,000 years. 1,000 years. It's more than most things. Pre-conquest. People must have been coming here and news must have come through. "Hello, there's this bloke called William who's conquesting us. Oh dear, that's a shame. What are we going to do?" "Well, I suppose we'll carry on building the church. What else can we do?" There's a pub called the Swan over there, which may be some similarity with Swan Meadow where the Insect Hotel was. I don't know. Here's the Great West Door. A lot of churches have a Great West Door. I think it's extremely unlikely that it's open. It does say push, so let's push. No, it's not open. I don't want the likes of me wandering around. There's another magnificent tree. Half dead it seems, but the top's still surviving. Nil desperandum. Never despair. This is St. Peter's Church, folks. I've never been to a service inside. I don't think I've ever been inside. But there you are. Quite an interesting church in Ivor. Thank you for watching.